Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be decorating our 100-year-old farmhouse for the 4th of July. I'm going for a vintage, eclectic Americana look throughout our home. We'll be decorating the dining room, the kitchen, and the living room. We're going to make a home that is ready to celebrate the 4th of July from repurposed, thrifted, and estate sale finds. Come along with me and let's get to decorating. I'm going to start off decorating by gathering all of the things that I have that I think I might could repurpose for 4th of July. Some of this stuff is actual 4th of July decor, but a lot of it is just anything that I had that is red, white, and blue, whether that's dishes or linens. I also grabbed some fabric remnants from Joann's, and I made some quick bowl fillers. I made some stars and some flags. I also have these vintage looking paper decorations that I'm going to put in. The first area that I'm decorating is this cast iron skillet rack. I've shown this in my Christmas video, which I'll link as well. This rack was made from wood from my grandparents' dairy barn. And when we sold the farm, we took some wood from that and created this rack to hold all of my cast iron, which some of it is actually my grandmother's. And I just love decorating this rack every season. This time I'm going to use some of the vintage paper decor in the background. I'm going to add in some of my blue and white with my picture and some flags that look a little bit more antique. And then I've added this flag that I just stamped to say, "Let Freedom Ring." The printable that I put up on the shelf is a free printable I found online. I'm going to link it below. You can just print it off and put it in an existing frame, and you automatically have some decor that is free and I think is super cute. The next area that I'm going to decorate is my hutch. I already have pretty neutral colors in my hutch on purpose. I love to just add in pops of color to bring in whatever theme I'm going for. So I have mostly white dishes in my hutch, and I have a few glass pitchers and glass votives and things like that throughout. So this makes it really easy to decorate come Christmas or even now in 4th of July. I'm also going to be reusing my enamelware. I have some red and white enamelware that we actually used at our wedding, and I like to repurpose it and use it to decorate for Christmas and even Valentine's and 4th of July. So I'm going to be sprinkling in some red vintage napkins that were also my grandmother's, and some of my blue and white china, and my red and white enamelware, and just kind of make a layered effect with the flags to make a pretty 4th of July hutch. These flags just came from Dollar Tree. They were a little bit bigger than what I wanted, but that's all I could find. Next year, I'll probably look for some smaller flags for this area. I love to find linens and dishes at estate sales. That's my all-time favorite place to go. We are very blessed in our area to have great estate sales with fantastic prices. Usually I'll go on the last day of the sale, which is where they mark it down to 50 or 75% off. So some of these linens I got for 25 cents. So very economical, but I think brings a very pretty vintage charm to any setup. The next area that I'm decorating is my buffet. I didn't actually have a table runner that went with any of my decor. So what I ended up doing is just layering some tea towels that I had that were different variations of blue and white or red and white, to kind of make like a patchwork look across the top. This is a technique that I got from my mom. She is great at layering antique linens and making a tablescape that's really beautiful. So I'm just going to go with that vibe and put these things together and kind of make a kitschy Americana setup on my buffet. The next piece that I'm bringing in is something I already had on hand, and it's a thrifted RC crate. This is something that I got for $2 at a thrift sale, and I have used it for all kinds of decor. In this RC crate, I'm going to stack some enamelware buckets and layer in one of my grandmother's red napkins. These were napkins that she used every single Christmas, and I use them all the time, not just at Christmas time. Beside the enamelware, I'm coming in with a milk glass pitcher. This is another thrifted find, and I'm adding in some red gladiolus that we had growing in our garden and a couple of flags. At this point, the only thing that I've purchased is a couple more flags from the Dollar Tree. The rest of this stuff I either had previously or was given to me. My mom gave me a few of her extra flags and some buntings, but other than that, this is just stuff that I already had. I'm using another free printable here. This printable says "Long May She Wave," and this was another free one that I got, like I said, and I'll link that one as well. And then I'm adding in those star bowl fillers that I made. I just hot glued some fabric cutouts of stars together and then stuffed it with polyfill, and I made a couple of tags. So one says freedom, one says USA, and then another one says free, and I embellished with some buttons and safety pins, and I'm just gonna layer these in this bowl. I cut some bouquet dill and some Queen Anne's lace out of the garden as well. They kind of look like little fireworks to me. So I just decided to place that in a milk glass vase. This is a vase that I also had from my grandmother. And then I also made some little flag bowl fillers with some gingham and some scrap fabric that I had, and embellished with some jute twine and some buttons. I'm going to place these on my tier tray along with a little sign that I have that says "One Nation Under God" and a little heart that my mom made me. Also adding in a blue and white vase and a little sprig of eucalyptus there in the corner. Okay, so here's the finished look. We have more of the bright red and blues on this buffet table. I really like the way this turned out. It's very eclectic. It's very vintage. I really enjoy the way that this one turned out. I had already made this bouquet actually the weekend prior, with some flowers from our garden and some flowers from the farmer's market. So I'm just adding in these little firecrackers to this patriotic bowl and some bunting to make a little tablescape. For the living room mantle, I really wanted to decorate with a central piece of artwork in the middle, and I really wanted to put the lyrics to the Star Spangled Banner. I designed this on Canva, this piece, and it's just a dark blue background with a white script font that has the lyrics to the Star Spangled Banner on it. And I actually didn't get to take this to a print shop. Our local print shop is out for the week on vacation, so I just printed this on 4 separate pieces of paper and put it together just for this video. Next year, if I decide to do this again, I will definitely get this printed so that way it looks a little nicer, but I still love the way that it turned out. In here, I'm going to kind of match the colors of this piece of artwork and go for a little bit deeper red and blue. I'm layering in a few different items that we already had with my sugar mold and a lantern and a blue and white vase. I really love being able to repurpose things for a couple of different reasons. It's great financially to spend once and be able to use something for multiple different looks. But also, if you're like me and you live in a home that does not have a ton of storage, it's nice to not have to store a ton of extra decor every single year. So I like to go in and find pieces that I think I can use for multiple occasions. Here's the finished look in the living room with our Star Spangled Banner print and the bunting. I really love the way that this turned out. Whenever I decorate for a holiday, I love doing something fun for my family as well in the kitchen. I love making something that is patriotic without necessarily being patriotic, if that makes sense. So today I'm making blueberry biscuits that I'm gonna serve with some strawberry preserves that I made. You can get the recipe for my heavy whipping cream biscuits on my blog. If you sign up for our newsletter, you should get an ebook that has this recipe in there. And so I just added about a cup of blueberries to my typical heavy whipping cream biscuit recipe. And then I put a little butter and some homemade strawberry preserves over the top. Again, it's just a delicious breakfast, but it's also a fun way of celebrating the holiday with them that's not stressful, but is just a fun, cute thing that I can do for my family. Thank you to all who have fought for our freedom and those who continue to fight. We are so thankful for you. God bless America, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye, friends.